One thing I was just thinking about here with Jimmy, if we can switch gears into technical mode here, is proximity effect, or how close you are to the microphone, mic technique. This is something that in small churches and big churches I run into all the time, especially when there's a drummer. And so you'll notice that as I get close to the mic, not only does it get louder, but more low end comes in, right? And as I back off, it gets quieter. And Kent, can you help me with volume here? So the volume is sort of matched, but all the low end goes away, okay? And I'm sorry we're jumping so quickly into technical things. Really wasn't my intention, but you notice that I'm not all that far from the mic, right? But there's something called the inverse square law. And I've already, yeah, sorry. So what this is sound drops 6 decibels for every doubling of distance, okay? Stick with me on this, it's totally worth it. So in a PA, in a sound system, we use that formula all the time so that we can figure out how loud does the speaker need to be to put 90 decibels of sound in the middle of the room or the back of the room or whatever. And we do those calculations to figure out the speaker needs to put out 125 dB or something at 1 meter or 3 feet away. Well, more practical to you guys, you're not designing PAs, but the everyday practical part of this is with microphones. So if I'm this far away from the microphone, I'm at a certain volume, and keep the fader at the same level. So here I am. If I cut that distance in half, notice how much louder it is? Okay? So you, sound operator or not, just transformed things for the sound operator. Now, if I cut that in half again, it just came up 6 dB. So you guys get a reference for what that is. So if I cut that distance in half again, 6 dB more. And if I cut it in half again, 6 dB more. Okay? Why is that important? We've got knobs back there, right? I can give you 6 dB. I can turn your fader up 6 dB, no problem, right? What happens if we do that? Feedback. Stage noise. You're my hero. So in this application with Jimmy's great at working the microphone, and that's the excuse I hear a lot of why it's not, I saw Celine Dion do this, so I feel like I have to. I'm sorry. Think about drum bleed, okay? So in this situation with the Shanes last night, we've got Joey, who's a very hard-hitting drummer, no drum shield, and the drums are, 15 feet from the microphone. So there's plenty of volume from the drums. So if the guys are back here singing this far away from the microphone, I have to turn it up 12 or 15 dB. Well, the drums also come up 12 or 15 dB, the bleed, but it's late in time. So it's mushy and messy sounding, okay? If you step up to the microphone, that's 15 dB of free gain. The drums stay at that level, and your whole mix gets way cleaner. Does that make sense to everybody? So that's important for attaining some of these things that I saw up there that are not always under the control of the sound operator. That's not an excuse, but help out in wherever you can, in whatever role you're in. Pastor, worship leader, praise team singer, whatever. Just out loud, tell me what you want to hear. Do you want to hear technical things, or do you want to hear, yeah, go ahead. In regards to mic technique, what would you say as a sound engineer would be like that perfect sweet spot to combat the proximity effect and still balance the... I would say 2 fingers away. If you're up here like this, there's so much proximity boost, and we've got tools back there that are kind of helping with that. The question, if you didn't hear it, was as a sound operator, what would I prefer the distance be? What's the sweet spot for finding good mic location? Thanks. Yeah, 2 fingers away or so. Doesn't have to be exact, but be close to the microphone. And you don't necessarily have to eat it, but be close to it.